Hi guys, this video I'm going to teach you how to do a composition of two functions. The concept is really easy. Basically, all we're going to be doing is plugging numbers in for x and getting an answer. So it's really just that simple. You have to know how to read it. So these are the two ways that they can present the question to you. The first one, that's a little teeny tiny circle. The way you read this out loud is f of g of x. This one, same thing. F of g of x. And with that sentence, they're telling you the order that they want you to plug the numbers into. So whichever one is closest to the x, which you will have a number in place of x that you're supposed to plug in. But whichever one is closest to the x is the rule that you're going to use first. And then you work your way to the left. So if there were 3 here, you would do the g first, and then you would plug the next number in for f, and then you would plug the next number in to whatever was over there. Same way for this notation. You start with the one that's all the way to the right. It's the one that's closest to the x, and again, you'll have a number in that spot to tell you what number to start plugging in. So remember, when you plug a number in to a function rule, you're going to get a different number out. So you're not going to be using the same number every single time. It's just whatever answer you get after the first time, that's the new number you plug in. So down here, I'm telling you what the actual rules are. So these are where you're going to plug the numbers in for x to be getting your answers. All right, and I just have 2 examples here because, like I said, the concept is pretty easy. So in the first example, we want to find f of g. Sorry, I don't know what my document camera is doing. We're going to do f of g of 12. So we need to do g of 12 first. My g of x function is over here, and that says to do 10 minus x. So I'm going to replace the x with 12. So 10 minus 12 is negative 2. So negative 2 is the new number that I'm using. So I plugged in 12 to the g function first. I got my answer. Now I'm going to figure out what f of negative 2 is. So f of x is the rule x squared plus 5. So I'm going to replace x with negative 2. So like I said, the concept of this is really easy, but it's also super easy to make mistakes with negative signs, exponents, the order of operations. So just be really careful. Make sure you're using a calculator or typing the stuff into Desmos to help you out. So negative 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. So that would be my final answer, 9. All right, the next one. So pay attention to the order. This one is saying g of f of 2. So in this case, I'm going to find f of 2 first because it's the closest to the number that I'm plugging in, and we start with whatever's all the way to the right. All right, so again, my f of x function is x squared plus 5. I'm going to replace the x with 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. And then I'm going to plug 9 into the g function. So my g function was 10 minus x, so I'm going to replace the x with 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. So 1 would be my final answer for this one. All right, we can do another example. But basically, that's the whole concept. So let's say f of x, let's do one with 2 x's. So I plus x. And so it doesn't matter what the functions are. So these are the 2 examples that we'll do. All right, so I have 2 examples. And I have two functions. So feel free to pause the video and try these on your own to see if you've gotten the hang of it already. For the first one, I need to do g of 12 first. So the g of x function is 120 over x. I'm going to replace the x with 12. So 120 divided by 12 is 10. So 10 is the new number to plug in. And now, because there's the f, I'm going to be plugging 10 into my f of x function. So my f of x function is x squared plus x. I'm going to replace all the x's with 10. So 10 squared is 100. My final answer would be 110. All right, for the next example, I'm going to start with figuring out what f of 2 equals. So I'm going to plug in 2 to the f. So my f rule is x squared plus x. I'm going to plug in 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So now 6 is the new number to plug in. So I'm going to plug 6 into my g equation. So 120 divided by x was my g equation. So that's going to become 120 divided by 6, which should be 20. So 20 would be my final answer. All right, so keep in mind, Delta Math will also have videos that you can watch, and you can always email me if you are struggling. But be really careful when you're plugging the numbers in. Like I said, make sure you're using a calculator or use Desmos and type the equations so that Desmos can calculate it for you.